Hey, it's Ashley and Kyle. We're back for our hopefully last Fireside Chat of the season. I know we said that last time, but the weather hasn't cooperated and the daylight hasn't cooperated. Yeah, it's been cold. So we're going to do a short video today. I've had a few of these questions already, so I thought we'd address them in a video. Some people have been asking me about the highly pathogenic avian influenza or bird flu, as far as risk to pets and things like that. So
okay, so can dogs and cats catch the bird flu?
They can. It's been found in a variety of different mammals: skunks, raccoons, bear. Dogs are pretty resistant to it. It's not super common. They're pretty rare. Cats are a little more susceptible to it. So
yeah, I saw something that there's a lot more risk for cats.
Yeah, there is
health risk that it could really.
Yeah, right. And I think they get quite sick from it, as well. So,
do they have to eat a bird or just come in contact with bird stuff?
Yeah, so it's transmitted via secretions from an infected bird. So those could be droppings, those could be spittle droplets and things like that. Those could be meat, so the viscera and things like that. So that's usually how it's transmitted overall.
So any other way they can be exposed?
Yeah, so the cats that you see about, they were fed unpasteurized milk and raw chicken or, raw chicken products. So that was probably virus contaminated. So cooking commercial food, first of all, has been treated, so you don't have to worry about it. But cooking food, pasteurizing milk are important. And also, keeping your cats indoors where they can't predate on birds or find dead birds, things like that.
So can bird flu spread from animals to humans?
That's really, theoretically, yeah, but that's really, really rare. Very, very low risk. And it is... To date, they've not found a human-to-human spread either. So, and humans can be infected with it as well. And I think your immune system has a lot to do with how sick you get and things like that.
How can I protect my pet from bird flu?
Yeah, so
keeping them inside.
Right. Yeah, keeping them inside. You would. If you're a dairy worker, for instance, where if there's bird flu in the area, or you're a poultry worker, so you would want to disinfect before you enter the house and handle the animals. Also, if you have a backyard chicken flock, you'd want to, clean up before handling them and then clean up again after coming in, after handling them coming inside. Keeping your pets indoors. So the natural reservoir for bird flu are waterfowl. So, ponds, things like that, those areas are going to be a little bit higher risk, particularly if bird flu's in the area. And you tend to, it's their reservoir host, they just have it and don't get sick. So you tend to see it a little more through migrational times a year and things like that. So, yeah.
So I should keep pets away from birds or poultry.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
What are the signs of bird flu?
So it ranges anywhere from, just fever, lethargy to, kind of mild respiratory signs like watery eyes, runny nose. I think some of the cats can have more severe signs like difficulty breathing, to neurologic signs where they tremor and seizure and things like that. They can get very, very sick from it, yeah.
What is the treatment for?
It's mainly supportive treatment. So it's a virus, so you support the animal through, until it kind of passes. And that can range just from anti-inflammatories and subcutaneous fluids in the minor cases to, some animals might need like an oxygen cage and IV fluids and more aggressive treatments. The antiviral agents that they use in humans really haven't been tested a whole lot in dogs and cats, so I'm guessing in some severe cases, Tamiflu might be something that they would think about. But how
would it be diagnosed?
You diagnose it as testing their swabs of the pharynx, and the problem is you have to catch it really, really early, for a test to test positive in the course of days.
How early? Days?
Yeah, days, typically, very early in the course of the disease. So yeah, to make sure to get the most positive test. And right now, I believe you have to kind of report it to the state and all that kind of stuff if you have a suspect.
Is that before symptoms would start?
Sometimes before symptoms, or just at the very initial onset of symptoms. And ultimately, having the pet examined and getting some sort of therapy started early is in their best interest too. Just like with humans, flu can range from I just don't feel good today to I'm really, really sick and need hospital support. It's just like that in animals. And I would say when I say animals, mostly cats.
Now, how would you know? Like, I'm a bird photographer, so we have lots of birds around our house. We have lots of ducks now. We have 16 wood ducks in our pond.
Yeah.
How would we know would we see dead birds around, or
probably in the natural hosts like your ducks and geese and stuff? Probably not, because they just kind of carry it and don't get sick. The birds that are susceptible that will die are your chickens, your turkeys, and then the raptors are really sensitive. So if you find a dead raptor, you might be thinking bird flu. Songbirds are a lot more resistant. So that
good.
So far, like the CDC hasn't recommended changing your bird feeding patterns or anything like that. And if they do, they don't think they even shed it very well. So they just tend not to get it. And I don't know if it's because they're not close to waterfowl or just their nature of how songbirds act. I don't know, but they just tend to be kind of resistant. So you can still feed your birds and all of that kind of stuff.
Good, because that's what we do on a regular basis, and we're around them all the time. So
sure.
If anybody's going to get it, it will be me.
Sure. Like North Carolina, you can get online through the state sites and stuff like that. They surveil the waterfowl just to see where it's at and things like that. But it's been sporadically here in North Carolina and some of the poultry facilities for the last few years as well. So
how do they prevent it? I know that an egg shortage they blame on the
the prevention is just biosecurity right now. So I think they're working on a vaccination, but basically
for chickens or
chickens, poultry. It's biosecurity in the chicken houses basically, because what happens is like you can bring the virus in on your clothing, you can bring it in on equipment, things like that. I think that's how it maybe enters a poultry facility. And
so it's not a chicken running loose and getting in with all the ducks and stuff. It's
and
probably human spread.
Sure, and
chickens.
If you have like outdoor animals and you have ducks and chickens together, so theoretically you might be able to have a higher incidence of the chickens getting it. But it's very deadly in chickens and turkeys. Like within 2 days they get it, they die. So that's why it spreads down a chicken house so quickly. So they want to prevent it as best that they can. But
well, that's why your eggs are so high.
That's right.
Well, I mean, if you feed your dog raw eggs or feed your so raw eggs is an issue too. So just
raw poultry products, and then it's gotten into some of the dairy cattle. So raw milk is an issue. So just the bottom line is we never recommend this for any pets. Like always cook your eggs and meat. Always, like that's always been something we recommend. Just not only. Bird flu wasn't what we were thinking of when we recommended that.
Salmonella, right?
Yeah, like other foodborne pathogens that we can get, they get too. So just cooking the food, parasites as well, important for sure. Yeah.
Anything else we need to know about bird flu you can think of?
I would say that overall, it's a really low risk that your animals are going to get it. But I've had a few cat owners ask me, and it's really, really pretty unheard of that you would get it from your animals. And just if there's any concerns, either call us or, dogs and cats have a variety of general respiratory diseases. So just because your dog has a runny nose today doesn't mean he has avian influenza. It's very, very unlikely that they do because they are, not likely to get it. And cats aren't really super likely to get it too. They just tend to be a little more susceptible than some of the other species. So,
So the name of it is the avian influenza, and it's the H5N1?
H5N1, highly pathogenic avian influenza.
Pathogenic means contagious.
Contagious, and deadly in the chickens and turkeys. So those are mainly, that's why they get concerned about it, because it can really wipe out an industry. So, and then if we practice good hygiene and some common sense, we don't probably have to worry about our pets.
Well, good old hand washing goes a really, really long way in so much disease prevention for us and for our pets. So,
and the flu virus has a capsule, so it's basically any disinfectant will kill it. So yeah, just basic hygiene will take care of it. It's not like some of these others that, are unencapsulated that are really unenveloped is the proper term, that are just really resistant. But flu, pretty much anything will kill it. So yeah.
Good.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Well, that's it until our next
Lakeside
chat.
Lakeside chat.
Lakeside chat. Maybe we should have a beach chat one day.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Dr. Cooney would let us go down to the
I
beach.
think he would. He might. It might be Lake Norman, but it might be.
Lake Norman Beach, here we come, right?
Yeah.
I'm not even a beach person, what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We'd go
me
to the
neither.
mountains first, I think,
that's
both
it.
of us. So
Yeah, definitely.
let's go to the mountains.
That sounds good.
We'll have one.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.